for Random Korean right now is he does have this expansion, but he's not fully mining out of it. He's no longer mining out of his main. Zerus entirely out of resources at his main, starting to dwindle out his secondary. Doing a good job of mining over here, doing a little bit of mining over here. It looks like he's going to be able to take this Nexus, and Zerus had to be a little careful. He almost committed all his troops to just take out 2 tanks, and if he did that, he was going to leave his front door wide open, going to push up and easily be able to take these 2 tanks out, and going to be able to at least put some hits on this engineering bay, if not take that out as well. Obviously no big hit for Random. Random in the meantime has 2 more tanks loaded up, just going to wait to attack to the north, probably going to wait for these units to fall back, and then continue with his attack there. Surprised that Random is just pushing more units out, now bringing some troops back down to the bottom left hand corner. So Zerus hurting for res at the moment, researching recall, so we'll see if he can keep these arbiters alive long enough. Looks like he's almost already got enough energy to do recall with this arbiter right here, and has a good sized troop. He's just going to try to keep them in this position to maintain the contain, and right now Zerus actually doing a lot. Looks like the actually supply count not too bad for him. Trying to get this Nexus back up, and another drop and more siege. Lost all these probes here, and let's see if he loses this Nexus, and gonna have to come back with more Dragoons. So lost a lot of the probes to the north. Unfortunately, this Nexus isn't gonna go down. Looks like Random already took that dropship out. If he had 2 dropships, he probably would have been able to take this Nexus. 2 dropships full of tanks. Those tanks easily killed, but not before a couple probes got killed there, and that's just a little more punishment there for Zerus, because Zerus again hurting for res. Another comsat going off just to see what's going on. Actually, it looks like he managed to get a lot of his probes out, bring them back in, so not as costly as it could have been otherwise. And looks like what Random Korean was hoping is that he would commit a lot of troops to the north. Unfortunately, looks like another control group coming up right now that's posted out front. So basically, doing the attack up here, was trying to open up the front so he could sneak some vultures in, and get a harass in at the secondary, maybe at this offset 9 o'clock location. Although he wouldn't have been successful in doing so simply because of these cannons here. Looks like level 3 up weapons, and actually no, level 2 shields still going. Maybe he canceled that a while ago. I thought that was going about the same time as weapons, but I guess not. And now Arbiter pushing in. Recall is finished, so we're going to see a huge recall right into Random Korean's base. Really devastating for him. He just all over his supply, and that's what's going to be key here. He can lift these factories off and probably place them elsewhere. Going to try to draw some troops up to kind of contain this, but really these supply depots are going to be absolutely brutal, as you'll see in a second, because he already because basically when you want to fight this off, you want to try to be producing out of your factories to try to fight it off. Going to lose his academy, but yeah, you're just going to see the supply count dwindle, and probably immediately after that, yeah, now in the red. So he's got a bunch of units. He's just going to have to draw all his units back. Almost lost a science vessel there. Let's see if he ended up losing a second science vessel. Nice Psy Storm by Zerus all over these tanks, and this is going to put Zerus right back in the game, and really actually probably be a significant blow to Random Korean, because again his supply is in the red. His unit count is starting to dwindle, and it looks like Zerus in the meantime is maxed out, so taking an absolutely huge advantage. A dropship being produced. I'm not sure where that was being produced from actually, but the dropship going to try to run away. In the meantime, going to take out all these factories. So Zerus doing exactly what he needed to do to get back in this game. Random Korean in a lot of trouble here, as you can see, still in the red, still losing, still can't produce anything. He's going to try to, as you can see, trying to get supply depots down in the background so he can try to get back in this game, but in the meantime going to lose his science facility, a lot of his tech, losing that science vessel. That's a lot of gas right there, and basically losing everything in his main. Probably going to lose his secondary as well, although it looks like it's almost entirely mined out, so not that big a hit. And going to try to create a contain right here, although it's not going to be very successful, simply because he's going to be it's kind of dealing with the two-pronged attack, because Zerus is also going to be able to attack from the front. So as soon as he gathers up troops here, he's probably going to do a two-pronged one from the bottom. Might get kind of held back by those troops right there. And now Zerus in a very good position. He's got the resources and the supply, and is maxed out at this point, whereas Random Korean does not. And Random Korean are obviously going to try to create a seal. In this game, actually, Random Korean is I'll kind of spoil it at this point. Not going to come back. It's just going to kind of get dwindled down steadily, just because again he could not get his supply back up. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Actually, let's go ×2. And so stasis going off, nice side storm destroying the res. Going to lose this command center, which is again going to be another hits to supply. So now, and going to lose these tanks again. Now he's at 59 of 67, and did that while he was taking the natural expansion as well. While meantime Zerus is sitting pretty, and so Zerus just rampaging all over the map. These tanks not going to be enough to stop this two-pronged attack. That turret is going to be able to spot out for him, and as you can see, he lost a lot more troops than he would have otherwise, just because of the placement, hitting things as soon as they come up the ridge, and taking out all these SCVs and even more supply. So basically, Random Korean trying to get his troop grouping back up, trying to get everything back together right here, but got to be emotionally demoralized simply because he had this game in hand and then just had that Psystorm, or I'm sorry, had that recall, and that was it. Looks like a science vessel out in the open here. Production happening, and wow, you can see all these gateways going up for Zerus in the meantime. Not kidding around at this point. Gonna just absolutely max out his production capability at this point, and already maxed out, so it's not going to make that big difference. But basically going to make sure you can constantly run into random at this point, and gonna actually looks like he sent that troop back. Did a really good job in doing so, actually. I'm surprised Zerus didn't continue to commit with that. So just a single tank and a couple vultures actually holding that attack back. Not going to be the case for long, though, as you can see, still at 197, probably, yeah, mostly in troops being produced at the, well, not mostly, but a good degree in troops being produced. And looks like another arbiter going to push up and set along the corner in preparation for another recall. A couple troops being shifted over to grab some more resources. So Zerus playing a little bit conservatively at this point, doesn't want to lose. Random trying to get one more expansion up, has obviously switched bases, going to try to get a turret there and try to seal what he can, because he needs to get a lot of resources up to compete at this point. Going to try to again sneak out and get another expansion up, but it's just going to be a matter of time before Zerus gets enough zealots and just pushes into him. And actually, Zerus had a little off on his zealot count. He needed a couple more zealots to kind of continue with that push. Had obviously plenty of dragoons, but usually when you're facing tanks, you want either a dropship or a couple more zealots than that, in my opinion. But and still going to pull back from that ridge once again, but just a matter of time before he just takes that as well. Random Korean GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Special thanks to Random Korean and Zerus. Those guys are awesome. Check out the thread on teamliquid.net, UCSD, woot, and I think that's it. Yeah, I finally got this one out, I think. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it.